Video games are right now the hot shit.
This website wouldn't even exist if the IMDb message boards hadn't gone down.
I have 1 year to develop the project, and then I have to pay up to the game developers.
And I saw the Supergirl trailer, and I think it looks absolutely terrible. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Uwe Boll RAW right here on the Uwe Boll Podcast Network. I am Gary Otto, your host, alongside your host, Uwe Boll. Welcome, my friend.
Hello. I use my 4K iPhone and the stick microphone to get a better quality. So we're all working towards having Uwe Boll RAW, having also my YouTube channel in Germany. Highly professional, with more fans, with more also I do videos and I will provide some in English, some in German, about like my top 10 comedies, my top 10 Western, my top 10 action movies over the holidays, so that we talk a little more about film, less about politics.
Why don't we talk about what happened with Letterboxd over the last couple days here? They banned you like 3 or 4 times, or 2 or 3 times.
I know. I mean, everybody should know you were Letterboxd before, right? So you did the crazy Uwe Boll review. What made me a legend on Letterboxd, written by you, I always said I didn't wrote it. But how long you went on it, and did they ban you too in the end, or how you got off?
Okay, what happened was this. I started doing it as promo. It worked. It caught on. And then other people started doing it too. And that's when Letterboxd was like, oh God, this makes our network look, it attracts trolls. And like there was like dozens of Uwe Bolls that weren't me, that were doing much raunchier stuff.
Yeah.
So I contacted Letterboxd and I said, what the fuck? And they actually wrote me back. And they said, we had a meeting, and they said that we think we understand your situation, but we just feel that it's not a good fit for the direction of where we want to take our website, or something really stupid like that. So like basically now, whenever anybody comes up with an account that has Uwe Boll's name in it, they assume that it's a troll, and they will just delete the account. Your account probably was the same shit, where they're like, it's just like based on precedent, not even based on the fact that they think that you're the real Uwe Boll.
I got twice removed within 48 hours. And I think the first one was because I posted the link to Run, where to watch Run. And I think they didn't like that for whatever reason. But when I got as Boll is Back account, and then I got also removed within 24 hours, that was strange, because I didn't post the links anymore, and I made still funny reviews, but I also did 2 positive reviews, right? I mean, it's fun to trash movies, but I did Escape from New York and Eastern Promises, 2 films I love, and 2 films I gave it 5 out of 5. And so, because I felt I mix it in between real serious things I'm a big fan of and stuff I'm not a fan of, and I trash it, like Marvel, DC stuff, and so on. And boom, removed again. Now I'm done with Letterboxd. I will not continue with it anymore, because it's too much hustle and too much like. Right away, I had hundreds of followers, right? Within hours, every day, hundreds of followers. And then I got like fucked off again. So better is we do reviews here, or I do reviews with YouTube, and we just post it on our channel. And
Letterboxd, they're fucking like hoity-toity, heads up their ass kind of people. Like Martin Scorsese can use their network, and they're like, oh, you know what I mean? But when you use it, they're disrespectful. And really, this website wouldn't even exist if the IMDb message boards hadn't gone down, because that's the only reason why they created it, as an alternative place for IMDb. And really, I think that people should, if you want to really have an impact on the film, on Uwe Boll, on Run, go to IMDb, go on Amazon, rate the film, rate it as high as you can and actually write out a review. You know what I mean? That would help us greatly.
Yes, I mean, yesterday I checked on Amazon. We have 4.2 or 4.3 points out of 5 with Run, what's very good. And now where we didn't have like a strong start with it, maybe we gain some traction with the word of mouth and people watch it and then recommend it to other people. And so slowly but steady, we could come to some kind of revenue because everybody should know you cannot make movies for $1 million or $1.5 million or even $2 million and then you have like $5,000 revenues. So it has to be seen on Apple and Amazon and Fandango and so on to generate some money back so we can continue. And I mean, this week, the Hollywood Reporter brought it up that I was able to acquire Alone in the Dark again, the game. And so we don't have to do like a spin-off like what we do with 23 years later with House of the Dead. Here we can do the real Alone in the Dark. It plays in the 30s in New Orleans. You've wrote already kind of a layout synopsis. That's not so an easy movie to shoot, but I think it's easier as it was 10 years ago because now with possible CGI, AI backgrounds, like it's this kind of creepy atmosphere where we maybe have an old house in New Orleans where we shoot, but we can make this hallway 100 meters long easy now with AI, CGI mix stuff. And when you look at the game looks almost like an AI invitation, this kind of mental asylum. You don't know what is real, you don't know what is dream. And so I feel there is a lot of opportunities here to do for less money, as we did it with Alone in the Dark 1, something more original and something more original to 2024 game and the old H.P. Lovecraft kind of mystery world.
Yeah.
So, and now with enormous tax rebates in Louisiana, or also in Kentucky and other like more this kind of where you maybe find like old, almost gothic, standing free asylums, ranches, graveyards, like stuff like this. I think we will find that in America in somewhere, so and then working together maybe with an AI CGI company. I think that could be possible to pull the movie off. I have 1 year to develop the project, and then I have to pay up to the game developers a fee and decide if I want to make the movie or not. So we don't have to shoot 2026. We can shoot 2027 and develop 2026 and see what we can get together. We need new cast because our film Alone in the Dark with Christian Slater, I think played in our time right now, basically, like in the near future. And we cannot do a new Alone in the Dark playing in the 30s, 1930, and have Christian Slater. It's no, it's strange. I think
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense.
no, it throws people off. So we need a completely new cast. And but it's an interesting project. Video games are right now the hot shit. Like after 20 years of ignoring me and blaming me for everything, now it's the hottest shit ever. Even bigger if you think about it, Call of Duty, Taylor Sheridan writes the script right now. Far Cry, the guys from Fargo developing for Netflix a Far Cry TV series. Paul Anderson is doing a $50 million House of the Dead movie. You have Fallout season 2 or whatever. You have video game based movies now left and right.
Yeah, like
Besides
Five Nights at
Sonic,
Freddy's, they're doing
Five
really
Nights
well.
at
Sonic.
Freddy's.
Yeah.
Yes, Sonic the Hedgehog. You have always Mario, new stuff. And you have The Last of Us on HBO. So you have now, in a way, finally the video games taking a little over the comic book situation. Who reads comic books anymore? Nobody. So it means like DC and Marvel are basically only advertising with the movies they did before, not really with the comic books anymore. And that's different now, I think, with the video games advertising, with the actual video games being a mega success. If you make now a Call of Duty movie, you have to right away, the game is a big success with like 70 million players. And with comic books, it would be actually interesting to know how many Superman comics or Batman comics are actually getting printed anymore.
Oh, not that many. I mean, who not DC. I don't think DC is owned by Warner Brothers, but I know that Disney is like Marvel comics sell like 50,000 copies or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not very many. And really they're not. It used to be that the movies were influenced by the comics. Now the comics are just kind of like a lead up to the film, and there's really no reason to read the comics unless you want the prequel to the film.
Yeah. See, they say Superman sold in total 600 million copies. Uh, but um, the question is how many they sold now.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So,
In
and
2025.
yeah, how many Superman comics getting sold?
Because I think the new Supergirl trailer, even I liked Superman, unlike you. I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't love it, but I thought it was okay. And I saw the Supergirl trailer, and I think it looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but
No, I mean that's the thing. It's just like horrible, you know. They don't even have so in 2025 they don't say how many. There are around 3,000 stores selling in American comics worldwide, right? So worldwide, 3,000 stores in total where you can still buy comic books. That's nothing, right?
yeah,
And the number one is Batman, Superman, then comes Spider-Man, One World Under Doom, Fantastic Four, Black Cat, Wolverine, Captain America, Uncanny X-Men, Green Lantern. So, but here are no numbers, but
yeah,
that's the sales rankings from right now. But I think on purpose they don't put numbers in because
yeah,
they know it's like a joke. I bet they don't sell more as three or 400,000 Superman comic books a year in today's.
yeah. If even less, really.
Yeah, yeah. Worldwide, all in. So, and I mean, that's horrible. I think Mickey Mouse or whatever, Donald Duck stuff is still selling way more because it's for kids specifically and kids love it. But it's also, of course, on the heavy decline because everybody's just online watching videos. I mean, my son has some comic books, but I don't think he read them the last 5 years or whatever, like now he's 11 and he plays only Fortnite basically. So that's the situation. But with Alone in the Dark and having 23 years later, so there will be an Indiegogo campaign coming in February, a very hard one, for 23 years later. So Indiegogo will go behind it. They will also promote it. And it will be not like a completely, let's say, I think we can get for the House of the Dead spin-off at least 400,000-500,000 bucks out of that campaign. I'm optimistic, and if we get that out of the campaign, we will make that movie, right? So, and that's what drives me forward. They prep it all. They're not really working. These marketing guys from Indiegogo over Christmas. So, but as soon we're in a new year, we decided already what perks are there and what strategy, and then we will hit it hard, and we will get out there and we will do press, we will do crazy perks also, and look, and then we see where we are. So we tried it a few times, you and me, in the last 20 years. It was never really a big success. But I think now with the new House of the Dead movie coming, with this old cult following of House of the Dead, the original, I'm kind of optimistic. If that doesn't work, I really don't know what to do with crowdfunding anymore. Then I really don't want to waste any more time for it.
Yeah, the
So
closest we ever got was Rampage 3. That was the closest we ever got to actually reaching the goal.
yeah. Yeah, but the good thing is it's not Kickstarter. We can keep whatever it is, we can keep it, right? But I mean, if we collect 50 grand and I cannot make the movie, Lionsgate is still thinking about it, joining forces. I hope they will, So, and let's say I'm all alone and we raise 50 grand, I cannot do the movie, period. But if we do some pre-sales, some countries maybe pre-buy it, and especially Lionsgate for US and Canada, then if we collect four or 500,000 bucks additional with crowdfunding, we will have to make it work. We will have to make the movie. So yeah. And what would be your like top 10 movies of all times? Did you ever thought about it? So what so it's interesting for me, like to hear, like, I mean, I have to say, when I go through the lists right now, I taped today two videos about it. And when you look up, just you Google the top 100 comedies, or the top 100 Western, or the top 100 action films, then you remember all that movies. You see that list in front of you, and you start remembering movies you totally forgot. And then you think, oh, fuck, that movie should be in the top 10, So,
Well, you're
yeah,
asking me
yeah,
personally.
yes.
Um, so my tastes are pretty eclectic. I like some bizarre shit, but I
Mm.
also like some mainstream things as well. And I also like total garbage. So it's very hard.
Yeah.
Like
I know,
up
but
there,
not like in the top 10 of all times, you cannot put total garbage in.
it's tough though because I like things like Back to the Beach. You know what I mean? That's tough.
What is
Uh,
Back to the Beach? I never heard about that. What is
it's
this?
uh it's the movie with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon and Pee Wee Herman where
Oh
they
my
go.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty
Peewee.
bad. But when I
Yeah.
was 7 years old, that was the
You
shit.
okay.
So it's kind of like one of those like it's actually bad, but you look at it with beer goggles because it's represents a period in your life of innocence, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll
Okay,
try
but
and
what
leave
but
those
what
movies
would
out.
you what yeah, but you want to open a top 100 list and we go through it, or you
Okay,
want
number one, I would say
yeah.
I like the movie Lost Highway by David Lynch. I really think that
That,
that movie's very interesting.
yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that there's multiple ways to interpret that film, even if I know exactly what he was trying to say. Uh, Very interesting self-exploration about a man who is desperate, who's killed his wife, escapes into another character, and then eventually comes to peace with the fact that he's done this deed. And then the two characters combine at the end of the film. And at the end of the film, you see him convulsing in that car. And that's him getting electrocuted in real life on death row because most of the film is in his head because he's a psychopath. So,
Yeah.
very interesting film. Um, Number two, Eyes Wide Shut. I
Oh
really
my
liked.
God. Oh my God.
No?
So horrible. I hated Eyes Wide Shut. I mean,
Oh,
I love.
beautifully shot
Yeah,
film,
but it's
great
so
cinematography.
boring. It's so boring. And Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, they try so hard to look so concerned. And you felt like Kubrick was shooting it for 6 months and 6 months and 6 months. And it was like an endless loop of disaster. I mean, look, Stanley Kubrick. So, Clockwork Orange, The Shining.
Okay,
That's the
Clockwork Orange, that's great.
yeah.
I agree.
You didn't like The Shining?
I sort of like The Shining. I thought it was good. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 though.
No, it's not in my top 10. No, and to be honest, not one Stanley Kubrick film is on my top 10. But I would put Shining and uh, um, yeah, and Clockwork Orange in my top 20,
Okay.
right? So,
Okay.
and okay, so keep going. So what else? What else you have?
Uh See, this is tough. You're putting me right on the spot. Let me look at the IMDb here. Let's see. IMDb.
Yeah, you just put IMDb, or you put in the top 100 films of all times. And then you will see there comes a lot of shit up.
Yeah,
IMDb from
Shawshank.
the New York Times. But I did the AFI list, the American Film Institute list. But I go on the IMDb list here right now. Shawshank Redemption is
I
position
just saw
one.
Shawshank. Actually, I just saw it for the first time not that long ago. It was okay. What do you think of that movie?
I 100% agree. I think Shawshank Redemption is way not so good as everybody made it. And I think it's a good movie, entertaining movie, but it's by far, no, it's not in my top 40, to be honest. You know, so,
And
and then you have The Godfather is in my top 10.
I liked The Godfather. I like Godfather 2 better. Um,
Yes, me too. But they're both in my top 10.
yeah, I'd say Godfather 2 would be in my top 10. To give them a number though, a place, that's
It's
hard.
hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so The Dark Knight,
Oh,
yeah,
look at this Fight Club. I liked Fight Club a lot. I don't know if it would go in my top 10, but that was a pretty good time when 20th Century Fox was actually looking at the script and trying to make a good story.
that was good.
That
But what do you think about Pulp Fiction? Where would be Pulp Fiction in your top
Pulp
100
Fiction
list?
is an excellent film. I really liked it when I was a kid. I would say let's put that at number 10. Yeah, let's put that at number
Yeah.
10, only because I don't want to. I've seen it too many times to the point now that I'm kind of like bored by it. But it is an iconic film that influenced a lot of films after it, even if it itself is kind of like a throwback to simpler times, to a simpler format of what is the 1970s, 19 late 1960s, right? Early
Yeah.
1970s.
What do you think was better, American History X or Fight Club?
Oh, dude, American History X is an excellent film. I would put that in my top 10 for sure. And that's such a strange film because the director wanted to change his name to Humpty Dumpty. He sued New Line Cinema for a ton of money.
I know
Um,
it was crazy.
he was upset that that they gave Edward Norton, he locked him out. Edward Norton locked the director out of the editing room. And I heard that the original ending was Edward Norton shaving his head. Like after Edward Furlong dies, Edward Norton goes home, looks in the mirror, and starts shaving his head, and then the
Yeah.
movie cuts to black. And that was going to be like they were going to sequelize it. And that was what the original intention was. But that kind of removes the power of the film, and I get what Norton feels that that was trashy. So they cut that entire ending out, and the director was really upset. So
I mean, the director ended nowhere in the end, right? So where is that director? I mean,
he got
I think it's
blacklisted.
yeah, the
Yeah.
career was over, and but American History X is closer to my heart as it is the Fight Club. Both excellent movies. Both would be in my top 30 or 40
But
of
you won't catch me saying Star Wars, Marvel, Ninja
exactly.
Turtles, any of that shit is in my top 10. You will
No,
not
my
catch me
also not.
saying
Not Lord of the Rings, yeah, Interstellar, whatever. But the Goodfellas. What is with the Goodfellas? They're here on position 16. They are in my top 10.
Goodfellas. I just saw that in the theater this year, probably a couple months ago. So I would say that's in my top 10 as well. Very good film. Great performance by Ray Liotta. Rest in peace. Even if it's kind of strange that they think that they're like, hey, Robert De Niro is a 25-year-old guy. He's like 45 years old.
Yeah, I know. What is yeah, look on position 18, 12's Fail. I never heard about that movie in my whole life. It's an Indian movie. It's on position 18 of the top 100 of all times on IMDb. I
Yeah, I
never heard
don't.
about that movie.
You must be seeing something different than I'm seeing in the United States because I see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Also, no, it's not there. Like that comes here, and then comes Interstellar. What do you think about The Matrix?
Matrix was good at first. I wouldn't say it's something to like put in my top 10 though. You know what I
No,
mean? Like
it's in my
I
top 100 somewhere.
yeah, it was cool. Like I didn't expect it. The commercials didn't give the plot away, and I really appreciated that. That when you know, the big reveal happened, that I was surprised, and that's pretty much why I liked the film. Whereas now you watch it over, there's no surprise, so it's not as good. You know what I mean?
No, but very good. The next two, Seven and Silence of the Lambs.
I have never seen Seven. Can you believe that?
Nein.
I know, isn't
Why?
that weird?
But why? You can watch it any day. I mean, you will find it on Apple or Amazon, right? So I mean,
And maybe I should now that you say that it's that good. I should.
it's
I
good.
skipped it because I was an anti-Brad Pitt person at the time. It was before he had like earned his stripes. And I had seen some bad Brad Pitt films at the time that he was making around then. So
But
I kind
Seven
of
was
skipped
great.
it.
Seven was good, and Silence of the Lamb was great.
Silence
Silence
of the
of
Lambs
the
is good.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs and Shining are basically, and Rosemary's Baby are like my favorite horror movies.
Okay.
You know, they're very good. But we do that. We do that on if we do another video at one point, we do go just horror because it's easier when you put it into genres. But here, Terminator 2.
Now
That's a,
that
that's my
deserves,
favorite action movie of all times.
yeah, I was about to say that deserves its own genre as in the action genre because I can't really compare it next to like Godfather or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It cannot be really in the same category, but it's one of the best. It's also one of the best movies. It would be in my all. It would be in my top 20 of all films, 100%.
People don't realize today how influential that film was.
Yeah,
Like when Terminator 1 came out, it was, watch Terminator 1, everybody. Then watch Terminator 2 and imagine that people had no idea what they were walking into. You know what I mean? The trailers were very ambiguous. They didn't give anything away. And Terminator 2 was just, it was like walking into Terminator 1 on steroids. And I was just so pumped by that. People were watching that movie over and over and over. People were going back to the cinemas. People were staying in the theater to watch it again when that movie came out.
I know.
So,
That
yeah,
was.
great film.
So what you say then about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and the next one here was Saving Private Ryan. So what you say about these two movies?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Excellent film. I haven't seen it in a long time. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 though.
No, also not in my top 10, but I have the soundtrack. It was great.
Yeah, no, great performance by Brad Dourif and Jack Nicholson. Uh, I think that was actually Brad Dourif's first role in Hollywood. It
Yeah.
got him his SAG card.
And who played that nurse?
I forgot her name, but she recently died. She's a great character actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait here, I'm looking it up right now. So Louise Fletcher.
Yes. Louise
Yeah.
Fletcher, wonderful character actor.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah,
very big
yeah.
bitch in that movie. She does it so well.
Saving Private Ryan is in my top 100. And
I haven't seen
it will
I
be like if I do war movies only, I think Saving Private Ryan will definitely in my top 10.
haven't seen it. Haven't seen Saving Private Ryan because I'm an asshole, I guess. Like I was like I was like, it's got Tom Hanks and Matt Damon.
I know. Yeah.
I was like, I
That
don't
was a
think I'm
good
gonna go see
was a good reason to not watch it.
it.
So
Yeah, exactly.
but Back to the Future, the original.
It was good.
Okay.
I liked it at the time. I liked Back to the Future 2 better.
Yeah, but it's not in my list of any top 10. But now we're coming up, for example, here, position here, 41, Leon the Professional with Jean Reno.
Oh,
That was a good movie with Natalie
that was
Portman.
good movie. Great performance by Gary Oldman. That
Yes.
made the fucking movie. He played when he took those pills and he just became a psychopath. That was
Yeah.
so wow, wow,
That's in
amazing.
my top 20. There are only a few movies made in Europe that make it in my top 20. And Leon is one, The Professional, and also Ronin, Robert De Niro. Ronin, where
Would
that
you would you put
unbelievable
any of your
car
own
chases.
films in the top 10?
No, no.
I think I would. I think that Assault on Wall Street is a very good film, actually.
Yeah,
I
but
really like
not
that
in the
film.
top 10 of all times. That is impossible. But I
Oh,
would put uh, uh, one or two of my movies maybe in the top 100, you know, where like Darfur and
okay.
Rampage 1.
What I
Yeah.
like about your films, dude, and I'm not even trying to kiss your ass here, is that they say something different and they say something that basically mainstream Hollywood would
Yeah.
probably disbar you for, you know? There's something different. So, because like, all these films have a very traditional narrative. The hero saves the girl, he learns a lesson, and then everybody's happy at the end. And that gets pretty boring after a while. I
What do
mean,
you think
even
here about? No, I agree, but what do you think here about here? Django Unchained, Gladiator, and The Usual Suspects. Three very good movies. I mean,
Django, I never saw.
it's good. It's my in Western. If I do a Western, it would be maybe number 10 or number
Okay.
12 of all Western in my list. It would be
Gladiator was an excellent film.
yes. Well, I think was the best movie Ridley Scott ever did. I like
Okay.
that more as aliens, and so Gladiator was very good. I really liked it. Usual Suspects was also kind of a masterpiece. It made also Kevin Spacey, a star.
Usual Suspects is a great low budget film.
Mhm.
The fact that they made that for such an excellent film for pretty much nothing, with such a great cast. I mean, even Stephen Baldwin gave a good performance, and that's pretty rare. I mean,
So look, I mean, there would be all three definitely in my top 100. But I would not exactly know where to put them in the top 100. But Gladiator, Usual Suspects, and Django would be not in my top 10. And then we
what
have here,
about Memento?
yeah, not in my top 10, but also in my top 100, 100%.
Excellent
You know,
film.
yeah. Look here,
Excellent
now
film.
comes a film here on position 51. What is in my top five? Once Upon a Time in the West from Sergio Leone with Charles Bronson and Henry Fonda. That's like one of my favorite movies of all times.
Sergio Leone, I need to see this. Charles
Yeah.
Bronson, huh?
Yeah, that's
1968, 2 hours and 46
yeah.
minutes. Wow.
Yeah, no, you have to, when you watch the beginning scene, so you have three guys on a railway station for like 10, 15 minutes just waiting. It's the beginning of the movie. And a train comes in the desert, a total desert. And they're sitting there, and the one guy's like on his head drips water, and the other guy tries to kill a fly, and nothing happens. Nothing. And then the train comes in, they're sitting there, they're looking, and the train leaves. And it's really like the absolutely nothing for 12, but white shots, 12, like really long. You could never make a movie like this today anymore. Everybody would switch it off. And then the train leaves and Charles Bronson stands there on the other side of the train. And then you have
Wow.
and then you go like this. Faces, 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 back and forth, and then you shoot all three, and the film starts. And that is so amazing how this craziness with the music of Ennio Morricone also plays, right? And so for me, Sergio Leone, with Once Upon a Time in America, Once Upon a Time in the West, he just did movies nobody else ever did. And that style, I just love it. And I have to say, like he has in my top 10, or let's say my top 20, he has three movies. And I just love that guy, and it's really good. But what you think now comes here: Hitchcock, Rear Window, or Cinema Paradiso, Chaplin, Modern Times, Chaplin, City Lights, The Shining. Here is Memento on position 60. But what do you think about the older movies? Like when you think about older movies, what movie from like 50, 60, 70 years ago you would put somewhere?
That's a good question. I need to watch more older films. You have a film doctorate, so I have not seen as many films as you have. I think that
But
that's
where
a
you
big
would where you would put Citizen Kane from Orson Welles?
Orson Welles, Citizen Kane. I've never seen Citizen Kane.
Oh my fucking
I
god!
know, I
I'm gonna
know.
shoot myself in the head. Of course, you need to watch this stuff, but we skip it. Where you put Apocalypse Now? That's my number one of all times.
Oh, Apocalypse Now is an excellent film.
Yeah.
But the question is there's like all these different cuts of the film. So like it's like which one are you rating at this point? There
Not
must
the
be at
long,
least
not the long one. For me, the original one, 2 hours, 27 minutes, not the 3.5 hours one. I like this, the one they actually released when it came out. I will put that very high up, number one. Amadeus,
Oh God,
Raiders of
I
the Lost
think
Ark.
Amadeus would be up there probably in my top five. Amadeus is an excellent film
Yeah,
with excellent
100%.
performances. F. Murray Abraham won the Oscar, I think, for that film.
Yeah.
And
Same Milos Forman, same director as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that before Michael Douglas was an actor, he was like a producer on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And they saw each other again at the Academy Awards, and they were celebrating their wins. You know,
Yeah.
the fact that they're both big superstars. I mean, at once Milos Forman got what did he do anything after Amadeus that was award worthy?
Yeah, look, 75 was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 84 was Amadeus. And then he did the
Mhm.
thing with Jim Carrey, the Man on the Moon. He
Oh God.
that was bad. I had hated it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeesh.
he did also Larry Flint, The Naked Truth about Larry Flint. Goya's Ghosts. He
Goya's
did
Ghost.
Hair.
Okay.
You remember Hair, the musical film? Hair.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then
What a
no. He
waste,
basically,
man.
to be honest, I mean, he died 2018,
Oh.
and oh, I'm Andy with
Man
yeah.
on the Moon just was like smelling its own farts. It thought it was high on its own shit. It was
I was
bullshit.
not. No, but I mean, these were his two big shot movies, you can say, and they were both are both here in the top 100 of all times on IMDb. What do you think about Das Boot, the German one, with Jürgen Prochnow on the submarine? Oh, you never watched it?
I have not seen it. It's a very
Okay.
long film from what I understand, but
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Good Will Hunting.
I have seen it and I don't remember a thing about the fucking movie because it's another Matt Damon film. I was
Yeah, I
dragged
know.
to it. Yeah, I'm not a big Matt Damon guy.
Very good. Requiem for a Dream. That
Requiem is a good film. Requiem is a sad, scary film, I
yes,
think,
yes.
because it's a psychological mind fuck, you know, like you get what you pay for.
Darren Aronofsky. I liked that film a lot because it was so consequential, bitter, right? I mean, it was really like wow. And I liked the film he did with Brendan Fraser, The Whale, too,
Oh,
where what run for the Oscars recently. It's like he makes this kind of mixed movies, right? Where you have this kind of some movies that just don't, they're too like fucked up in a way and strange. But that movie, Requiem for a Dream, I think nailed it. And then we have here American Beauty.
American Beauty is a wonderful film. I don't know if I would put it in my top 10, but Kevin Spacey's performance and Annette Bening's performance is wonderful. Also, there's a little booby in there, which is pretty cool. But but that's just what I like to see. Um, but it was a good film. Uh, I'm trying to think of what there's a bunch of films that I like that aren't on this list. Like, wait a second, let me. Darren Aronofsky. What else has Aronofsky done?
Here's the Joker. The Joker one.
Joker.
The Joker, yeah, that was a good. That was with the Dark Knight, the best comic
I,
book movie ever.
oh, The Fountain. Look, he did that. I saw that.
Yeah, no, The Fountain I hate. I was
It
really
was a
bad.
weird fucking movie, dude.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Well,
here, 2001.
oh, um, Stanley Kubrick. Um,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah,
It's
I never felt in love with 2001. It's of course it was ahead of the time and blah blah blah, and it took a little the AI revolution already 40 years ago, or it showed the AI revolutionary thing, but it's not like I didn't like that because it was boring, you know. But I loved Once Upon a Time in America. What is 3 hours and 49 minutes? That's in my top 10 too from Sergio Luna. What is with Braveheart?
Braveheart is all right. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 or my top 20 though. You know what Mel Gibson film I actually really liked?
Yeah, Lethal
I,
Weapon one.
that's a good film too. I like the Lethal Weapon films, but I liked The Beaver. Did you see that?
Yeah, I like that too. And but it was it's by far not. It's in maybe position 75 in my
Yeah,
list. Yeah,
top 100 or something, but it
yeah,
was
yeah,
an
yeah.
interesting concept. It could have had more to it, but it was such a sad, powerful film. Uh, and it was almost like he was begging for forgiveness through the film. And
True.
I liked it. I really thought that it was powerful.
But I liked
So
also when you rank the action movies, Mad Max.
Mad
You know,
Max,
the
well, which
original.
the original excellent film. I like all the Mad Maxes, honestly, even the one that people don't like that has Tina Turner in it. I
Yeah, I
liked
didn't
it.
like that. That I didn't like that, and I didn't like the new Mad Max, but I loved the Mad Max with Charlize Theron.
Oh,
The
you didn't
blonde,
like the new one, huh?
and the very new one, not was Chris Hemsworth. I didn't like that, but I really liked the one with Charlize Theron and now
Yeah, and
who
the
plays
guy from
Venom?
Venom.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
yeah. So that was great because it was physically, it was less CGI. The new one was all CGI. It was not the physical action what I want from George Miller to do. So it was for me all, I didn't really bought it, to be
What do
honest.
you think of the movie Traffic with Dennis Quaid, Benicio del Toro, Don Cheadle, Michael Douglas, and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
You mean Steven Soderbergh?
Yeah,
Yeah. That was good.
I
That
liked
was
that
good.
film.
Yeah, that was
That
good, but
was
it would be not in my top 50. It would be somewhere also position 70 to 80, somewhere there, you know. I mean, what other Steven Soderbergh film you like?
Soderbergh. See, I'm looking them up as we go because a lot of these are not in the top 100. So hold on a second.
Ocean's 11 he did, for example.
Oceans, yeah. I mean, that's okay. It's not like in my
Magic Mike, Logan Lost Lucky.
Magic Mike 1 was all right. Magic Mike the series was shit. Yes, too many. Aaron
Sex,
Brockovich.
Lies, and Video Games.
Video, video games.
Out of Sight. Oh, he did the movie Out of Sight with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, I liked Out of Sight.
Yeah, but it's also not in my. It's not even in the top 100 to be honest.
Yeah.
So The Informant with Matt Damon. Oh God, no. The Good German
Michael
also with
Clayton.
George Clooney and Matt Damon love Steven Soderbergh to work with him on stuff. Good night and good luck. He did a lot. I think Steven Soderbergh is this kind of director who always he's a good director and he delivers and he is like, but he's not my favorite kind of director, you know. So for me, it's still, and I'm coming more from this age also, but for me in the top 20, I have 3 times Scorsese and 3 times Coppola and 3 times Sergio Leone. So from the
Oh,
top
look,
20, I have
Solaris. Hmm.
what?
He did Solaris remake. I liked that. Did you see that with George Clooney?
Yeah, but I didn't like that so much.
Didn't like it? Okay. Anyway, keep going, keep going. Sorry.
No, I think we. I mean, I think for today we have it, but I think that it's a good opening, and I think what we should do is the next podcast we do top action movies and top horror movies, and we go through this separate, and we do it next week or whatever.